Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kure Isagami, your resident tinkerer and Medarotter, and this is the Medarot News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. Now, as we crest into week 3, well, 2.5 technically, of the Godzilla collaboration with Medarot S, it looks like this week is not necessarily going to be anything overly new or extravagant, since last week kind of introduced the first half of the ticket-based event with red and gold tickets. So this week most likely is stuff that we kind of already expect at this point, as we're now about midway or so through this collaboration. But there are still a handful of other very exciting pieces of news that are incoming from yours truly. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what was officially announced for this week, starting with the main Gacha banner lineup and who to expect with this third week of the official Godzilla collaboration. Now, of course, we're only going to be getting one new model from the collaboration this week, and that is GZL03, you see it, Mecha Godziragna, with a kit of Hyper Laser, Thunder Missile, Thunder Claw, Biped Legs, and Heroic. Now, maybe not as introducing as many new skills per se as, say, Godzilla might have, or even Trinity Ghidorah to a point. Mecha Godziragna is most certainly no slouch either, with the immense bulk that it does bring to the table with high numbers, and even if it's not as fast, it's going to be just as much of a pain to take down as Big G or even Mothra or Ghidorah themselves. Now, as you see here, it is also worth mentioning that Mecha Godziragna is also going to be featuring a paid skin. Actually, is going to be the last model of this collaboration that is offering a paid skin on the in-game store, on the in-game purchase store. So that is the only place you'll be able to see it. As you see here, basically Mecha G does get a hold of a very powerful gun-based pack and jetpack. Now, as far as what it brings to the table, though, again, nothing new. Thunder Claw and Missile are basically just the basic effects plus Thunder added on. So you can kind of use your brain and figure out how much it does or just what it brings to the table as far as that is concerned. But Mecha Godziragna is also not the only model that is going to be gracing this week's Gacha banners this particular phase. Alongside Mecha G, we are also seeing FSL-02, Fancy Pearl, with Confusion, Break Rush, Meteor, Flight Legs, and Pure Heart, and KGC-0 Evil Rex, with Hide Blow, Slash, Pile, Biped Legs, and Spearhead. So as you see here, just between these two models alone, it's going to be very heavily speed-based this round, which is kind of a rather interesting antithesis if you think about it, since looking at the numbers, Mecha Godziragna is definitely not going to be the fastest on the field so far, but of course trading in with the bulk, where these models specialize in high speed and high agility, but not as much bulk. Bottom line, you can pull for either of these two models, or even Mecha G himself, and still have some pretty solid assets to bring to the table once the event and everything does officially bring into full swing. Now, Fierce Battles, though, is going to be another pretty easy week as far as who to farm and what to aim for is concerned. All of them are very incredibly user-friendly base units, so you really can't go wrong with farming any single one of these. Starting us up on this top row is HMS-0 Jungarian, with radar sight, double Gatling, float legs, and mascot. We have KBT-11 Sagehorn with triple sword, biped legs, and generator, and KWG-11 Hirschkäfer with triple rifle, biped legs, and radiator. On this bottom row, we're starting with API-0 Bonecracker with heel trap, double sword, float legs, and straight. BRA-0 Land Brachio with anti-air, double beam, tank legs, and bullet rain, and PTL-0 Air Terra with radar sight, double sword, flight legs, and also with straight. So honestly, like I said, it's going to be an extremely user-friendly week as far as what all 6 Fierce Battles are bringing to the table here. Sagehorn and Hirschkäfer, whom I did mark as the MVPs of the week in particular, are extremely good for very user-friendly basic sword and rifle attacks. Jungarian for basic Gatling as well, and radar sight for females. Bonecracker for basic sword as well, Land Brachio for tank legs and bullet rain, and of course Air Terra for also basic sword. Lots of basic sword and basic attacks this time, but all of them are all very useful in one form or another. But the KBT-KWG pair of this round, Sagehorn and Hirschkäfer, are definitely going to be the big ones you want to push for. Now for Collab Event Wave 3.5, or 2.5 I guess you can call it, with the collaboration thus far, it's going to be another round of ticket-based events. So bonuses are going to stack per parts across the board, focusing on the blue and silver ticket bonuses this time around. For this second half of this event, we can earn the Astronaut Medal, which has a mastery in healing, shooting, and setup, and leg masteries in biped, tank, and float. We can also earn an additional profile banner featuring Mecha Godzilla itself, and of course more gacha tickets and weekly tickets to be earned over the course of this month's PvP. So again, it does look like they are going to be streamlining things on the official channel, so I am going to have to kind of adapt and overcome on my end as well. But as far as bonus bots are concerned, you really don't have to look too much farther than the previous couple slides, because that does basically explain all of the bonus bots in question, and to a degree, the Medarot can also be surmised to a point for who offers what bonus and how potent they are. Now, we also get a second round of a collab super invasion featuring Mecha Godziragna, and most likely Trinity Ghidorah will be showing up in this as well. Standard rules will apply. It's basically just some free rounds with overclocked enemies, so go in, knock it out, and get your free 10 rubies and Cyplasium, and of course your profile banner as you see here. I suspect we may or may not see one more with the final wave of the collab, which is featuring Space Godzilla and Destroya, but it's kind of hard telling how that's going to be broken down until next week does come around. Now, as far as Meta Survivor is concerned, though, because it is going to be a relatively light week as far as content is concerned, since, again, it's kind of a second half of what we already saw last week. Now, Meta Survivor, same case. It's going to be a Wave 2 or Stage 2 event featuring Ghost Ship and Deer Stage, where they basically will be resetting the event pool and the missions so that you can farm it for more event tokens to farm for free resources and gacha tickets. Now, the really big piece of information that is coming out of the Meta Survivor half of things is the fact that, much like they did with Medarot S, they will be opening up a web store page where you can pay for rubies on there with more user-friendly forms of payment methods, I guess I can call it, where you can purchase diamonds there just the same. So again, basically you're just going to punch in your user ID there at the top and submit it, so they know who to send the gifts to in the where to send the purchase to in the gift box. That website is not officially up yet, based on what I've seen. When it does go up, you will be able to see it in the comments below as well, for a shortcut there. And in our Discord server, the Project Rising Beetle community Discord, the dedicated Medarot Survivor channel will also have this link pinned once the website does go up and is running. Now, as far as community stuff is concerned, though, kind of segueing into that, we are still always looking for translators to assist us with any current projects or endeavors. This includes any new links to merchandise, fan art, contests, my weekly episodes, or anything else of the like. That is the first place you're going to see it before it goes anywhere else on the net. Additionally, if you are also knowledgeable in coding, cleaning, Japanese, or have any other time on your hands, that is the first place that you're also able to reach out and ask around so that you can offer some help. Additionally, if you are not talented in any of these things, nor if you know somebody that is, you are also more than welcome to contribute financially to a link in Variant's crowdfunding below in the link, where you can donate and we can commission some of those extra lines of text to be translated. So, the less work that there is for the translators, the easier it is for them to basically just start cleaning up and tile setting, which is most of the bulk of the work, if I'm honest. Now, stepping away from this, though, your boy is going to be rather busy in the next couple of weeks, though, because I've been making some friends and bringing back some friends as well with some collabs over the course of the next couple of weeks. The first of which, and the soonest that will be incoming, is on April 29th. That is a Tuesday. So that'll be right after my usual MNN coverage at the end of the month, as I've been faithfully delivering for almost 4 years now. I will be having my dear friend Sane join me here for a art stream, Kura Draws, who will be drawing and designing a few Ori metas officially on stream that have never been before seen. Now, I gave Sane a very specific assignment for this one, and is that they were going to be messing with the random Medarot kit generator that I share about and talk about whenever we have contests or whenever there is a contest being talked about. They'll be generating about 2 or 3 of their best results that they did like the most after doing some basic research and seeing what they like the most. And the 3 concepts that they would be bringing to the table are the 3 that we will be designing. That includes initial art, concept, part names, and model name as well, and just kind of trying to make something fun out of it. Figure about 2 to 3 models or so over the course of about 2.5, 3 hours tops, essentially, where we just kind of talk about it and just kind of have a really chill art stream. Really, really looking forward to that. Again, that is Tuesday, April 29th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the MNN. Additionally, just a few days later, on May 3rd, 2025, at a rolling time at about between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be hosting a collaboration stream with some new friends completely as we play the demo of Goblin Cleanup. These new friends include Gale, Akko, and Vera, who I just met fairly recently, and we are all looking forward very eagerly to being able to play Goblin Cleanup. This will not be my first rodeo playing Goblin Cleanup, of course, because I have done it a number of times, but I am really looking forward to having fun with everyone once again playing this game. Once again, that stream specifically will be that Saturday, the 3rd of May 3rd at a rolling time of 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So, rolling time, it's going to be kind of hard to tell relative to how that day plays out, but a starting time will be absolutely between 7 and 8. So, just something to keep in mind. Again, here on the MNN, I am looking forward to having all of you and my special guests with me for both of those days that come in that particular week. One final note before I do wrap us up, as a friendly reminder, I am always open for commission. So if you are looking for any art, live 2D models ready to rig, 3D models with the works, standard art of varying degrees, I can do emotes as well, I am more than happy to try to make something happen. And my prices have been reduced, as you see here, which will scale up or down relative to the complexity of the design in question. So you are more than welcome to reach out to me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Discord, wherever else you have me friended or in contact with, and we can most certainly try to make something happen. But with all that being said, that does basically cover everything for this week's episode. So, like I said, relatively late week as far as new content is concerned. Mostly just the introduction of Mecha Godziragna and the second half of the ticket event with blue and silver bonuses, alongside a couple of neat things to be introduced in Meta Survivor. But with that being said, if you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook at the Medarot News Network page or the Metabots Forever community that I do also run and manage. You can also follow us on Discord as well at the link provided in the comments below, which, like I said, will keep an even closer ear to the ground on the action. Contests, art, news feeds, announcements, my usual coverage, or anything else of the like, that is the first place it goes on the internet before it goes anywhere else outside of my channel. And speaking of that, you can also follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky or Discord, also at Itsugamikura. So if you have any questions, feedback, comments, or anything else of the like, that is the first place you can reach out to me, and I leave my DMs open on purpose for that very reason. Lastly, do give my dear friends a follow as well that will be present in my coming collaborations, Gale121205, Catty, and Voyager Vera, which will be joining me for the Goblin Cleanup collaboration at the start of May, and of course my dear friend Sane Cisco, who I have had on the channel a number of times and collabed with in the past. Always a pleasure to have Sane with me. But with all that being said, as always, I do appreciate you all for stopping in, just as you always do. And until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.